I want to talk for a couple of quick minutes here on the old, sorry, I'm busy. I've just been so busy. Life's been crazy. I'm still into you and I want to see where this is going, but I'm busy. That's why I disappeared. That's why I never respond. I've just been so busy. And you know what I'm talking about here, right? Any variation in dating of too busy, life's been crazy, crazy busy. And I'm pretty sure we all know the obvious answer of what this really means when it comes to this topic, but I want to talk about this quickly for all of us, myself included, because it's so easy to delude ourselves into thinking, sorry, I've been busy means anything other than disinterest. It's so easy to allow other people to string you along and treat your time like loose change. So I just want to hop on here and fire us both up to ask ourselves where our self-respect is. Seriously, where is our self-respect in the face of, I've just been busy? In a good way, not in a way of saying we're dumb or we're naive. It's just a quick, no BS reminder and breakdown of, I'm so busy, so we can stop deluding ourselves into being strung along. So here's my conclusion, and then I'll back it up with why. Here's why we put up with, I'm so busy, instead of seeing it for what it really means, which is disinterest. So in general, when we're looking at a partner that we're considering, we all ask ourselves, more or less, has this person said they're interested in us? Have they reflected that they're ready for a relationship? That's kind of the word that we focus on. Are they ready? And more often than not, in situations where we allow ourselves to be strung along by someone, they have in some way expressed that they are ready, that they are into us, that they can't wait to get to know us more, but they're so busy alongside of it. And we see that first part that, yes, I'm ready, yes, I'm eager, yes, I'm looking to date, and that's all we look at. And the rest, I'm so busy, I'm a terrible texter, the week of silence, the flakiness, the whole thing, we rationalize that as, well, that's just life. But they said that they're ready, and that's what really matters. And that's the problem, and that's the why behind allowing ourselves to be strung along. Someone being ready for a relationship means they take time for it. Being ready to date doesn't just mean they're ready with their heart, it means they're ready with their time, with their availability. And we need to get our heads around that fact. Being ready, being eager to date, it's not just something you feel, it's something you do. Being ready for a relationship isn't just an emotional check-in someone does inside. It's a willingness to do it, to mess up your schedule, to throw your routine off in order to do it. It's a willingness to embrace inconvenience, a busy schedule, and to still make time. It's a willingness to be busy. That's valid. To have a lot on your plate, that's valid, but to still make time, to still text, to still communicate. And that's the headline here. So yeah, I kind of fall into the camp of it's just a matter of priorities. Someone who is ready, who truly wants to explore more, they make time to prove it. It might not be the perfect time. You might have to work together to find availability, but they do it because they want to. They're not just ready and eager emotionally, they're ready and eager with actions. End of story. But let's back this up a little bit more. Think about your own life. You make yourself available. You make time for what's important to you. Be that a friend who needs you, a new workout routine you're really psyched to be doing. You make time to watch new episodes of that HBO show that's popping off. You make time to eat. You make time to shop. You do these things, right? Because you want to. And there's really no arguing with that. And you'd probably agree that most people do that. In general, we prioritize what's important to us. But for some reason, we give major leniency to dating. We say, oh, well, that's the exception because that's where work really can get in the way or where a busy summer travel schedule can get in the way. Why do we give a pass to dating specifically? It's a weird double standard where we're too soft and too understanding. Oh, your boss is really hounding you lately. Oh, you've got a lot going on with friends lately. Well, did you still make time to watch your shows, to unwind after work, to work out, to go shopping? Proof that you can indeed prioritize what's important to you. We need to hold people to that same standard in dating. No leniency in dating. I'm too busy is not an acceptable excuse anymore. You make time if you wanted to. It might not be prime time, Friday or Saturday slots, right? But you still carve out time to respond to text. If something doesn't work, you suggest something that does work. The whole, I've been so busy, I can't even respond to texts. That's not true. We're not accepting it anymore. And there are caveats here, of course. There's self-awareness, right? You can't expect out of the blue 24-hour notice to work for someone else. You can't expect someone to turn their schedule over for a first date or a second date. They don't even know you. You can't expect someone to sacrifice their career or their health or their family for someone they don't really know. But if someone has communicated that they're ready, right? They're ready. They're eager. They can't wait for more. And then suddenly they go radio silent. They become a terrible texter. They suddenly don't have time to breathe. Well, I know it's a tough pill to swallow, but that's them saying, I'm not actually ready, or I'm not actually interested. And of course, there are exceptions here, right? We've all had times in life where our calendar is literally booked. Sure, okay, everyone, that happens. But everyone can communicate that, right? Everyone can suggest alternative dates or have a phone call or a text just to keep things going. But radio silence, 48 hours between texts, disappearing and then reappearing, falling back on, I'm just so busy. We're not putting up with that anymore. Someone's busyness is a reflection of their interest, plain and simple. And so, yeah, I agree with the saying that goes, no one is busier than someone who is not interested in you. So we're just letting them be busy. Life is all about priorities. And in the pursuit of what we say we want, we have to recognize that it's going to include a measure of inconvenience. It's going to require a measure of flexibility. And someone who's not willing to recognize that fact and who would rather just say, I'm too busy, well, that means that they're not mature enough to realize the realities of life. And do you want to be with an immature person? Probably not. Or when push comes to shove, when they say that, you get a clear look at their level of readiness. A mature, truly ready person knows that they're going to need to prove it. They're going to need to move things around with their priorities to make time. So that's it. And busy, not ready people aren't bad people, right? When it comes back to this issue of, not being ready, we're not hating people. We're not calling them narcissists, but it's a reflection that they're not being fully honest with what they're doing. And that's okay, but we don't have time for those people. And if you are a chronic, I'm too busy to date person, I say get real with yourself. Why aren't you being honest and saying, I just don't want to date this person anymore? Or if you're the more villainous type of too busy person who only wants to date when it's convenient for you, well, it begs the question of why do you want the world to revolve around you? Why do you expect people to make your life convenient? And flip side, if you're on the receiving end of I'm so busy, I say take back your self-respect. If someone can't make sacrifices for you in the beginning, if someone can't be on their best, I'll make time for you in the beginning. If someone can't change their pyramid of needs in the beginning, that sets a really bad precedent moving forward. The beginning is where both of you are on your best, most selfless behavior. It's where you're both willing to go above and beyond to show interest, to get to know each other. And if the maturity and the readiness isn't there in the beginning, what's going to happen in 6 months or in a year where, things aren't as exciting as they are in the beginning? Why are we entertaining the I'm too busy people? Yes, take a stab at it. See if a I'm too busy person can become a but I can make time for you person. That's what we want. We want to see someone say, I can make time for you amidst being busy. And you'll never know that unless you're willing to try. And of course, we're being practical, we're being aware, we're being empathetic. We're okay with rescheduling if they suggest another date. We're okay with a day of no texting because we understand life can be that way. But what we're not okay with are patterns and repeat behavior. That is where we see where someone's priorities really are. And when we don't see a willingness to not just be ready with your heart, but with your schedule, we're out. We're going to go be busy ourselves. We're not hating on them. We're not calling them narcissists. We're just saying, okay, I see where we're at, but I'm moving on. We don't revolve our lives around their convenience. We understand that dating is never convenient for both of you, and we'll find middle ground, but we're not putting up with excuses that give us a glimpse into their level of readiness. I'm so busy. I'm a terrible texter. Sorry I texted you and then threw my phone in the ocean. We're not making time for that anymore. No one is too busy. We make time for what we don't want to throw away. We make time for what we don't want to lose out on. We make time for potential we want to explore. It's what people do who truly are ready, both inside and out. And you want to be with someone who's ready, right? So from here on out, we're holding ourselves to that standard.